So today I would be talking about the topic how to deal a wholesome life. Or if I put it in another way, like if I put it the either way around, I can say that why is it that while leading this life, we contact or we accumulate so much of pain, we accumulate so much of fear, we accumulate so much of these emotional blockages, and why does it become so difficult for us to get rid of it? Now imagine when you were born. Born means when you came out of your mother's womb. Actually we are not born, but still when you got this body came to this world, you saw the light of this world. What was your condition at that time? I don't want to discuss about past life here. I am just talking about this very life. You are almost like a clean slate. Then one day somebody starts giving you an identity. Identity to what? To this instrument. Identity, the first identity that is given to you is your name. Now for the rest of your life you will get identified with that name. Then maybe your religion, your nationality, your caste, all these would be identities given to you. Before that you had no identity. So once all these identities have been attached to you, what you will start believing? You will start believing yourself to be all those identities put together. Why? Because in this society there is a kind of hypnosis which is working. And what is that hypnosis? That till you don't accept yourself to be a particular identity, you are not educated or you are not cultured. So which means you are taught to think, and think how? Think in a way which makes you apt for this world. That means you have to believe that I am a Hindu, you have to believe I am a Muslim, or you have to believe I am an Indian, you have to believe I belong to this Gotra, you have to believe I am a male or I am a female. So from that clean slate, now these identities have begun to pile up. Now what happens? Over a period of time, these identities become stronger and stronger, which means they get cemented. And when they get cemented, you are given a new task. You are given the task of strengthening these identities and augmenting them. Because more this identity is strengthened, more it is augmented, the more you become so-called known or successful in life. People say you are a very successful Indian, you are a great scholar, or you are a renowned Hindu, whatever, these small identities. So now we are daily building up on those identities. So what happens when this begins to happen? Now you have separated yourself to believe that you are a particular identity. If ever you meet somebody who challenges any of these identities that you believe, you will become self-protective. Out of that self-protection, what will come out? The first emotion that will come out is fear. And what is the fear? What will happen if I lose this identity? Or what happens if I am unable to maintain this identity? If I believe that I am a very beautiful girl, what happens if I am unable to protect this identity? So I become extremely fearful of not being able to protect this identity that has been created by this society, by your school, by your parents, or by whatever. First, when fear comes in, now you are almost in a shell, right? Fear creates a shell around you. Now, whoever will try to come close to that shell or prick that shell or penetrate into that shell, it will make you angry. So first it begins with fear, then it leads to anger. That means don't come near this shell, don't challenge my identity, I'll kill you. So this is the second response. Now the third response is Somebody is able to penetrate into the shell. Somebody makes you believe, oh, you say that you are a very good Hindu. No, you are not. You are a very bad Hindu. You have done this, that. Arey, you are not a Brahmin. You are this, this. So somebody has come and pricked that wall. Then what happens? First it was fear, then it turned into anger. That anger will turn into depression, because now you are becoming hopeless. You are losing hope that can I now maintain this identity? Maybe not. So what is happening? That thing which you have created in your head about yourself, all those images, all those notions, all those small pictures that you have about yourself and about the person you want to become or you are, that is slowly getting pricked. So when that gets pricked, you begin to lose hope. So this does not happen overnight. It happens over a period of time. Now, how does it happen? Let us see this. How emotions are built. Suppose you are very small, say you are 3 or you are 3.5, and you have made a very, very beautiful, something you have written. You have written an alphabet, or you tried to make something, you scribble something on a piece of paper, thinking that, okay, it's looking so beautiful, and you take it to your mom, and all of a sudden your mom starts yelling. And says, you have wasted this so much of color, you have wasted so much of paper, you have spoiled your dress, you have spilled ink on it. Now, you were not prepared to take this. Isn't it? You were making a picture thinking that you have done something creative, and the response that your mind gets is not what your mind is prepared. So, that will get recorded in your mind as the first hurt. Now, this is recorded. Now what happens? Now you go to your school. Suppose in your school you have done something, but somehow you didn't do as well. It wasn't your day. You had a test, you didn't do it as well as you were expecting it to do. Now the teacher also scolds you. And the teacher says, so much I taught you, so much I explained to you, again you messed up, again you goofed up. And then you go back home and you get the same response from your parents. And you feel, oh, I tried to work hard, it didn't work out. Second response. Okay, so slowly at every step, you start getting certain responses, this kind of response to anything that you do. Now, this emotion gets recorded. Now, your mind will create a barrier against this response. How? The first barrier, as I said, it will create of fear, which means if you ever make a painting like this, and if accidentally you spoil your dress, you will get fearful and hide this fact from your mother that you have spoiled your dress. And the second will be, out of fear, you will stop doing that thing. You will stop making that drawing. Okay, because now you're not bothered about, you don't want how the drawing will be, you're not looking there. You're looking that if I make the drawing, and if the color gets spilled or if the paper gets spoiled, I will get scolded. Now, what has happened? This barrier of fear has been created in your head. Now you grow. And suppose when you grow, you have a partner. And with that partner, you open up. Initially, you don't have any fear. Okay, and one day you make something for that partner, maybe a cup of tea or maybe some nice dish. You take it to the partner, and the partner says, it's not so good. You have put more salt in it, or you have put more sugar in it. So what happens? Immediately your mind becomes active. And which memory gets activated? That first memory of being scolded or reprimanded or rejected when you made the first painting. Alright, so now with this, what will happen? That will get joined. Now, third time, if such a thing again happens, suppose you make something for your child or you do something for your child and your child also rejects it. Now, what your mind will record? It will record a wrong statement. And what is that statement? I don't get appreciation or love. Now see what this mind has done. Because the mind is not aware and alert, the mind is getting shocks. And when the mind is getting these shocks, the mind is accumulating these memories as shocks. So what happens when these shocks become very much repeated? The mind has recorded these shocks and the mind comes out, it has made something like its own conclusion that I don't get love. Now this is now recorded in your mind and you become a person who has this feeling all the time that I will be rejected. Now anything you want to do in life, first this response will come in your head that I get rejected in whatever I do. So which means the first step of doing any work is what? That response, that negative response. So which means you will begin to do that work out of fear. What will be the first step? You have started the work with an insecurity and a fear. And your unconscious is so fearful that it is expecting to hear one word of praise. Why? Because deep down you want to shatter that. You want to come out of that group. You want a catharsis. Right? But if this again happens, then you will come to the second conclusion, I don't want to do anything in life, I am good for nothing. You have put a label on yourself. Now you have the final escape route. And what is your final escape route? Somebody who will accept you as you are. And your mind has already given up hope. Because you have seen maybe you have seen your mother, you have seen your brother, you have seen your husband, you have seen your teacher, everybody you have seen, and you have become hopeless. Now your mind will create an image of someone who will accept you as you are. And we are conditioned with only one of that image, and that is the image of God. Because He is all loving, He is omnipotent. We want an escape route from our pain which has become unbearable for us. So which means we don't want an escape which can bring us back. We want a permanent escape. And what is that permanent escape? The permanent escape we think is divinity. We think it is God who will give us permanent escape from our pains. Now see where the problem is. The problem is that with all these blockages, pains and emotions, you go and approach God. Now this is a God which your imagination has created. Now that God is very mute. He is somewhere else in some other dimension. You have already created a gap that He is someone who will come and bail you out. It will be your white knight. Now your mind has created this imagination. Now you have created a huge problem because at least your mom was responding. She was sometimes scolding and sometimes not scolding. Now this God is permanently mute. Okay, and you are saying, Hare Krishna, please come. Hare Krishna, please come. And Krishna is not coming. And you are getting more bashed up from the world because this is where your problem lies. Okay, so with this world you were trying to solve this problem. Now you have added another problem, that is now Krishna is also not coming. So there your mind becomes totally hopeless कि अब इंसानों से तो मिला ही नहीं, अब भगवान ने भी धोखा दे दिया. Where is God? There is no God. 10 years, 15 years, 20 years I am telling Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna is not coming. Krishna is not listening to me. I am still getting hurt. I am still feeling the pain. I didn't get love. Now He is also not giving love. Now this imaginative Krishna is not giving you love because it's something which there is such a huge gap that you want that He should just come with all your nuisances and accept you and take you with Him somewhere in Vaikunt or Golok or whatever. I don't know, whatever is there in your imagination. So now with small problems which started with maybe one painting or one doll has gone up to Krishna. Now you have created a huge ruckus for yourself. And how you have become emotionally crippled and paralyzed. Now you are unable to move. Instead of understanding the problem and facing the problem and looking at the problem, you found an escape route which was created by the same mind which is already caught in so many entanglements. When you are growing up, when you are 14, when you are 15, when you are 12, okay, I have had this kind of a parent, or I have heard these things from my parents, or these things from my teachers. Now it is the time to let me sit back and think. Okay, and from where it should start? It should start from a very, very simple fact. Simple fact is, whatever is blocked is going to create, it's like water. If I take water, I have a glass in my hand, okay? It's like empty. I fill this, close this lid, and I don't do anything. I keep it for 5 years, and this is not Ganga Jal. What will happen? It will begin to stink. So anything which is stagnant, which is not coming out, which is not flowing, what is it doing? It is stinking. So all these emotions, small emotions, all these fears, all these things which you have not vent out are all inside your system everywhere, and they are in each and every cell of your body. That is why you are become diseased. So everywhere they become almost like your DNA footprint. It's almost like that, So everywhere it is there. If I take the entire mess out of this system, if the cleansing is fully done, then I don't need an imaginative God to help you, because what will remain is nothing but God. So how do I do it? So suppose any impulse is coming out, okay? First thing is, if you feel anger, okay, this anger impulse is coming out, go somewhere, take this anger out, write it out somewhere, go sit in front of a deity, talk it out, tell it to a friend, take it out of your system. But the more intelligent response is that think that why is this anger coming out? Why? What is the root cause of this anger? What has been hit? That identity that I had created of myself has been hit. And the expectation that my mind was having that this person will behave in a certain way, that expectation has been hit. In no way have I been hit. So this is easier said than done, but it comes out of practice. So what happens when this entire wall is shattered of all this imaginary personality that you have created of your own self? When this wall completely dismantles and breaks, then you feel, I have arrived home. This is where I belong to. Okay, so first thing is flow with life. And how do you flow with life? Whatever comes to you, good, bad, ugly, it is a part of this earth consciousness. We all are in this earth consciousness. We are programmed to behave in a certain way till we one day take a quantum leap out of this earth consciousness. तो इसी के साथ आज हम इसे समाप्त करते हैं. हरे कृष्ण.
Kindly subscribe and share our videos.